jurisdiction. So how come the issue not to allow the new casino in the river has anything to do with the corporation elections? They got nothing to stop. It's not a one-day fight. If it is not resolved now, it will continue till 2026. My children wanted tiserios for Christmas because I make a very good preparation of tiserios. He came and said, sorry madam, all the tiserios are stinking. I said, why? He says they come from Resh Magush, but because of the pollution in the water, they're stinking and I don't want to give you the tiserios. So I thought maybe, he doesn't want me to go to the market and see the better tiserios. So he's giving me an excuse. So I walked to the market. And when I went there on 24th December, there were no tiserios in the market. And I asked the fisherwomen, why are there no tiserios in the market? By Vasyata. All the tiserios are smelling because the river is so bad. Now, I don't know how the Pollution Control Board is monitoring this or whatever. But that's the actual situation of our fish. We are not going to improve our environment. In fact, we are going to kill everybody with that rotten fish that is coming. Sabina also got fish that day where the gills were smelling very badly. We want you to pass this resolution after this one's letter.
You can announce.
Okay. Before the resolution, I want to tell you all that we approached Chief Justice, retired Justice Ferdinand Rebello, and we said, one of your demands was to get rid of the casinos. We are fighting the casinos, please help us. Today afternoon, I received a letter from Justice Ferdinand Rebello, and I would love to read it to you. It's 2 pages, but just have a little patience and listen. This letter is today's. It's written to 3 of us who were representing PONJHEKARs against casinos. Many are representing. Sabina also is there, but we had put 3 names initially. Patricia Pinto, Crizel Dias, and Valmiki Naik. Not as our pleader, as a resident of Panjim. For us, there's no politics in the casino issue. So this letter was addressed by 3 of us to Justice Ferdinand Rebello. Similarly, 3 of us had addressed a letter to the mayor of Panjim. And you know what he says? What are those 3? Do they think they represent Panjim? I represent some 22,000 people. Who do they represent? And he didn't bother about our letter. So I'm just telling you, the mayor didn't bother about the 3 of us representing PONJHEKARs against casino. But I'm so glad the Chief Justice of the High Court of Allahabad, retired Justice Ferdinand Rebello, respected us and he sent us this letter. Thank you all for the letter dated 12th February 2026, seeking my support to oppose bringing into the river a vessel 112 meter long and 27 meter high and having capacity to accommodate 2,000 persons. This vessel, as I understand, is to replace a vessel of the same company having a capacity of 300. These figures keep changing because we don't know exactly what it is. In the right to information, they didn't mention the capacity of this particular boat. But this is what we get from others. So having a capacity of 300 persons under the same license. This one casino, if allowed, would have more persons on board than all the existing 6 casinos. The opposition by the people of Panaji and surrounding areas is moral, just, and to protect the environment, which is the fundamental duty of every citizen, and to protect all our children from the adverse effects of gambling, which the government itself recognizes as a sin industry. No person has a fundamental right to carry trade or commerce in gambling in law. In law, it is described as a trade which is res extra commercium, that's what she told us, and is purely at the discretion of the government which discretion can be withdrawn any time. Successive governments have unfortunately turned our capital Panjim into a casino capital of India, which has affected everyone living along the banks of the river Mandovi and beyond. The mooring of 6 vessels in the river Mandovi has affected its ecology and environment. Under the provisions of the Indian Ports Act 1925, every port has to have port-based reception and handling plans for port waste. I understand that till date, no such plans have been finalized. Under the provisions of the Inland Vessels Act 21, every vessel, including existing vessels entering a port, has to discharge its garbage at shore reception facilities and have to meet the standards set out in the Inland Vessels Prevention Containment of Pollution Rules 2022. The government and the MLAs of Panjim and other constituencies on the banks of the Mandovi must inform the people as to whether these vessels are compliant and whether the government has appointed a conservator under the Indian Ports Act 2025. The problem started in 1992 when for the first time the government introduced Section 13A of the Goa Public Gambling Act, by which section the government may authorize any game of electronic amusement / slot machines in 5-star hotels. This position continues till date. In other words, in 5-star hotels, what can be done is any game of electronic amusement and slot machines. Governments have come to power promising the people to remove the casinos. The government of that day amended Section 13A and for the first time permitted and such table games and gaming on board in vessels offshore as may be notified. The government must produce the notification as to which table games and gaming they have allowed as gaming is not there in Section 13B. Successive MLAs of Panaji and surrounding areas are parties to bring about this amendment. Inland vessel under the Inland Vessel Act 2021 has to be a vessel used for transportation, storing or accommodation within or through inland waters and plying in inland waters. The casino vessels which are moored in the Mandovi are neither used for transportation, storage or accommodation within and through inland waters, nor do they ply in the inland waters. The government must explain to the people as to how the casino vessels fall within this description. Under Section 13A of the Goa Public Gambling Act, table games and gaming are allowed on board in vessels offshore. This is repealed in para 2 of the notification dated 9th November 1995, notified on 23rd November 1995 in the Goa Gazette. This definition has not been defined in the Act. One must understand in its ordinary dictionary meaning means away from the shore, typically in the sea. In other words, there must be a shore. There is no shore where the vessels are moored. The area where the vessels are moored is a running river and cannot be described as offshore as there is no shore there too. In 2020, Section 13B was introduced that gambling / games are not gaming in areas designated. In 2020, the government issued notification designating 5-star hotel and vessel. No area has been designated for a vessel. It must therefore be offshore and not in Mandovi. The government must explain to the people as to how the casino boats are allowed to be moored in the river and whether the moorings are moorings installed by the government or the captain of ports. No rules have been made till date. The Goa Gaming Act prohibits transfer of license and at the same time, subject to conditions and restrictions, permit transfer of a license in the name of one person to other person. There is no provision as I see it for replacing vessel with larger vessel under the Inland Sports Act. Even if a vessel can be replaced, the legal position, I'm not aware, in brackets, it must be in terms of the same conditions of license of the vessel which is sought to be replaced and must now meet the anti-pollution measures both under the Inland Vessels Act and the Indian Ports Act. The government therefore must immediately disclose the original license given to the person presently running the vessel. If the government does not do so, the MLA of Panjim, who is a minister in the government, must disclose it to the people. Responsible governance is by a government, whether at a state level or a local body like a municipal corporation. They owe it to the people to protect their right to life. The government at a state level and the municipal corporation at a local level and the MLAs who represent the constituencies on the banks of the river Mandovi have equally failed the citizens. Gaming has its bad sides, resulting in moral degradation with several vices. It is high time that our religious leaders across all religions raise their voice against the sin industry. On behalf of the Enough is Enough movement, as removal of casinos from the Mandovi is one of the points in the charter, the movement extends its support to the PONJHEKARs against casinos. I also propose soon to write on the legal aspects to the government. Thank you very much, Justice Ferdin Rebello. We are so grateful. PONJHEKARs and all the people around are very grateful. And I also have to say thank you to all the PONJHEKARs who have come, and not only PONJHEKARs, the people around Goa. If it's in Panjim, it affects everybody. Everyone comes to the city. So it's not affecting only PONJHEKARs. We want all the people of Goa to be a part of this movement. I would request all of you all, I'm reading out the resolution, but before you all go, please put your signatures to that resolution.
Okay, so just a break. We have Justice Ferdin Rebello's legal opinion, and there are.
I just have a question about the signature on the resolution. We need to get signatures from our.
I will just brief you about that. So there are two things. As I said, there is a legal fight and there is a street fight. So as far as legal is concerned, we are checking all the powers of the department, the Home Department, the Minister of Ports, and to each we are asking them what they should do. Now, a delegation had met Mr. Digambar Kamath, who was Minister of Ports. Now, two things come under him. He said, I checked the seaworthiness of the vessels, and two, where the boats are located. So we have told him categorically that the casinos are now being replaced. Okay, earlier they said they cannot move. Now they have made enough money, 20 years, they have profited. Yes, boats should be seaworthy and they should be out of the river Mandovi. So this is one demand we have placed before Mr. Digambar Kamath. Second, we said that location comes under him. We said that a river has to be free flowing. You cannot have casinos parked in the river, and so you have to take a decision to move them out. Now, these are the two things we have put to him, and he said he will speak to the Chief Minister. Yes. So now, as far as the So as far as the Chief Minister is concerned, he is the Home Minister, and he is the issuing the Home Minister issues the license. Okay, so we all want to take our views. It's not like a delegation which is going. We want the people of Goa to voice their opinion that they do not want casinos, and therefore we are having a signature campaign, and we want to take these signatures to the Chief Minister. So we have asked Mr. Digamar Kamath to fix a meeting with the Chief Minister. So the resolution Patricia will read out, and if you agree, please sign the resolution and also take it to your villages, wherever you come from, and collect the signatures. Patricia? The legal aspect?
No, Mr. Tamankar would just like to talk a little bit on, because he's the person who went to the NGT because of this boat. Because of the information we got out of Mr. Tamankar's case and the Pollution Control Board report, which they were supposed to do because of his matter, he will just explain a little bit about his NGT case, and then I'll read out the resolution.
उलोवपाचें नासलें, पूण तरी आसतना बोर्ड जी येता त्याच्या बद्दल कोणी काय सांगूंक ना म्हणून ताका लागून मुद्दम उलयता हांगासर. हे प्रकरण जे आसा ही बोट हाडपाचें हे 2017तल्यान स्टार्ट जाल्लेलें गोंय राज्यांत. जे रॉयल फ्लोटेल आसा तेजो रिपोर्ट ती रिप्लेसमेंट करपाक 2017तल्यान प्रकरण स्टार्ट जालें, आनी त्या वेळाचेर डेल्टा प्लेजर क्रूज एंड कंपनी जी आसा प्रायवेट लिमिटेड यांच्यानी 98 रजिस्टर जाल्ले अमेरिकन एक वेसल थंयसर घेतलेले, आनी ते हाडपाचो प्रयत्न हांगासर जाल्लो रॉयल फ्लोटेलाक रिप्लेस करपाक. मागीर कोविड येयले 2019 आनी त्याच्या उपरांत त्या वेळेचे मिनिस्टर आसले त्यांच्यानी ते परमिशन रिजेक्ट केले ओल्ड वेसल म्हणून. ताका लागून मागीर 2000 कोविडा उपरांत 2022तल्यान तेंच्यांनी प्लेन जो 2019तल्यान प्लेन चेंज केलो, आनी 2020 जे पयले तेंचे लेटर जे आसा हे गव्हर्नमेंटाक गेले. आता हे लेटर जे आसा डेल्टा प्लेजर क्रूज कंपनी प्रायवेट लिमिटेड, या लेटरान फक्त 2 लायनीचेर सरकाराक सारको आकर्षित केला. म्हणजे कितें म्हटला पयल्या लायनीन की स्किल इंडिया जो नरेंद्र मोदीचो नारो हा देशान, त्या स्किल इंडियाच्या प्रमाणे आमी सारखे उत्साहीत झाले, आमकां प्रोत्साहन मेळ्ळें, आनी वोकल फॉर लोकल ह्या घोषणेचेर आमी स्वताहून ही आता न्यू वेसल बांदता, आनी ते हांगासर उडपी हंगरकट्टा वॉटरवेज शिपयार्ड एंड पीव्हीटी लिमिटेड हंगरकट्टा उडपी हांगासर ते बांदप चालू केले 2023तल्यान. ते वेसल जे आसा हे आता तुम्ही हांगासर म्हणटा की आमी रेझोल्युशन घेवया, मिनिस्टराक मेळया, येता मेळया, ताचो काय फायदो ना. ऑलरेडी ताका सगळे परमिशन दिल्ले आसा. वेसल जे आसा त्या वेसलाक नाव दिल्ल्या डेल्टिन रॉयली वो नंबर PNG 1008 नंबराचेर रजिस्ट्रेशन सुद्धा सगळे जाल्ले आसा. सगळे सर्वे रिपोर्ट जावपाक जाय ते सगळे ऑलरेडी जाल्ले आसा. हितून आनी रेझोल्युशन घेवन तर कांयच फायदो ना. हेका निमाणो आता कॉन्क्रीट विरोध करपाची तयारी जावपाक जाय. आता हांव ते कित्याक सांगता की हांगासर लिगल ग्राउंड्स खंयचे आमी घेतलेले की जेन्ना ते रेस मागू शकता तेन्ना आमचे कडेन सगळे इन्फॉर्मेशन आसले, आनी हांवूय ते आतां रावता सध्या. ताका लागून आमी हो विशय घेवन फुडें वयताना जेन्ना फायल नोटींग जर पळयले जाल्यार कॅप्टन ऑफ पोर्ट्स तेन्ना जेम्स ब्रागान जाल्लो तेणें रिजेक्ट केल्ले परमिशन. कित्याक ते वेसल जे आहा 112 मिटराचे, आनी तेजी रुंदी जी आहा ती 28 मिटर रूंद आहा. तेका लागून 18/7/1996 कॅप्टन ऑफ पोर्ट्साचे सर्क्युलर आहा त्या सर्क्युलराचे वायोलेशन जाता म्हणून कॅप्टन जेम्स ब्रागांजान तेन्ना ते रिजेक्ट केल्लेले परमिशन. रेड्डी आसलो जो होम पोर्ट सेक्रेटरी आसलो त्या वेळाचेर तेणी रिजेक्ट केल्ले पूण तेणी लास्टाक म्हटलेले कितें सीएम मे लायक टू डिसायड म्हणटो सीएमा कडेन जेन्ना फायल केल्या तेन्ना खंयच्याच NIOचो एक ऑफिसर किंवा लिगल ऑफिसर एडवोकेट जनरलाचो ओपिनियन किंवा लॉ डिपार्टमेंटाचो ओपिनियन कोणाचोच कांयच घेनासतना सीएमान हे सगळे ओव्हररूल केले आनी ते फुडें तेका सगळी परमिशनां दिवपाचे डिसिजन ऑलरेडी सगळे जाल्ले आसा. सगळो प्रोसेस कंप्लीट जाल्लो आसा. तेका लागून हांव तुमचे कडेन मागता की ते तुमी परमिशनां मेळची ना किंवा आनी कितें रेझोल्युशन घेतले ते सगळे सायडीक दवरप. आयज सुद्दां इन डिटेल चीफ सेक्रेटरीक एक लेटर दिल्लें आसा परत आमी NGTन ते फुडें प्लेस करपाक आनी त्या संदर्भान आमचें सगळें काम चालू आसा. तेन्ना हांव मागता तुमचे कडेन की ऑलरेडी सगळी परमिशनां इतली जाल्ली आसा तेन्ना तुमी कितें तो ठोस निर्णय घेवचो.
एक विचारपाक जाय एक इन्फॉर्मेशन गोल्डन ग्लोब हॉटेल्स हाज्या नांवान ही सगळी शिप्स हांगा मांडवीन हाडटा काय आनी ती रिपेराक म्हणून हाडल्या काय तांच्यांनी हे मातशें पळोवपाची गरज
ना पळय कितें आसा न्हू तुमकां एक जाणा जावपाक सांगता. सगळ्यान पयलीं 2013 हांव बसवालो जावन पूण 2013 जेन्ना आमकां दिसलें की मांडवीन आतां 2 म्हयन्या सुद्दां पयलीं मांडवीचो टायम टू टायम सर्वे करून घेता हांव लेटर करून पॉल्युशन कंट्रोल बोर्डाक आनी लेटस्ट सर्वे हा फेकल कॉलिफॉर्म जे इन्क्रीज जाता मांडवीन थंयसर वाडता. आतां ते कितें हाचेर तेचेर दुखयता ते म्हणटा मांडवीन तेवटेन बोटी आहा नुस्त्याच्यो ते पॉल्युशन करता आनी कोण करता अशें म्हणटकूच 2013 सगळ्यांत पयल्यान NGTन पेटिशन फायल करून तेन्ना 4 कॅजिनो आसले मांडवीन आनी त्या वेळाचेर आमी स्टे घेतलेली न्यू कॅजिनो अलाव करचे ना मांडवीन ती आमची अजून आसा स्टे आसा पूण तरी आसतना हेंच्यांनी मागीर ते सगळे ओव्हररूल करून प्रकार मागीर थंयसर डायरेक्शन घेतलें आमी 2014तल्यान सगळें डायरेक्शन आहा ही पयली वेस्ट सगळी सिवेज डिस्चार्ज जाताली मांडवीन सगळे प्रूव जाल्ले NGTन त्या वेळार आनी मागीर तांकां सगळे रेस्ट्रिक्शन घातल्या. तुमी समजनाका तितले सोंपे आहा म्हणून 5 जाणांची टीम अपॉयंट केल्ली आसा आनी ती 5 जाणांची टीम हर एक 4 म्हयन्यांनी इन्स्पेक्शन करता सगळ्या कॅजिनोंचे की कितली वेस्ट सिवेज डिस्चार्ज जाता मांडवीन कितलो वेस्ट हे जाता तो सगळो ते अभ्यास केलो वयता आनी रिपोर्ट जाता इन्स्पेक्शन रिपोर्ट हेची कॉपी एक आमकां येता आनी एक कॉपी NGTक वयता. पूण तरी आसतना गव्हर्मेंटाक जाय जाल्यार गव्हर्मेंट आनी खूब सिरियसली तेचेर विचार करपाक शकता पूण तो करूंक सोदिना कित्याक तो तुमकांय बरो खबर हांवें आनी ओपन सांगपाची गरज न्हू.
एकूच आसा की डेल्टीन आतां तो हाडून दवरला आमी जर तो जर हांगासून तो शिफ्ट करून सांगुया त्या आडीक आमकां नाका तर तेजे पयलीं आमी स्टार्ट करुया ते व्हडले हाडून सोडचे ना.
2000 तुमी आतां कोणी सांगलेले 2000 कॅपॅसिटी 120 कोटी किंमत 120 कोटी आनी 100 रुपयाच्या इंडॅमिनिटी बॉन्डार 100 रुपयाच्या स्टॅम्प पेपराचेर इंडॅमिनिटी बॉन्ड दिला की आपूण मांडवीन कसलेच पॉल्युशन बी करचो ना 100 रुपया किंमत आसा.
देव बरें करूं गांवणकर बाब आमकां हे सगळे इन्फॉर्मेशन जे तुमी दिता ते आमी घेवन चर्चा करतली लिगल ओपिनियन घेतली आनी फुडें वयतली कित्याक टायम लागतलो. ओके पूण जे रेझोल्युशन सगळ्यांक मान्य आसा कित्याक ते व्हॉट्सएप ग्रुपाचेर घातलेले आमी तुमच्या मुखार मांडटा आनी मागीर तुमकां तर मान्य आसा जाल्यार तुमी पास करचे.
I'll just read the resolution because it is the people of Panjim who should say we want, we don't want, whatever it is. Our fight will go on, we know that. Thank you, Mr. Tamankar has done a fabulous job and he's been doing it alone. And I think he deserves a huge credit. And we'll take his advice as we go along because he's so deep into this issue. We are just learning that casino is coming. He knows much more than anyone else knows on it. So really we thank him very much. I'll read the resolution. It's just 4 points and before you all go, as you all go, I think it's out there. You can sign it. Some of the copies will be given to those who can take signatures and get it back to us. At least let the government know that there's not just 3 people or 4 people fighting this issue. There are lots more and you all are all with us. We, the citizens of Panjim, supported by the rest of Goa, demand that 1. The Government of India immediately stop the entry of the 112-meter long, 30-meter high Delton casino vessel in the Mandavi River or anywhere in Goa. The Government of Goa stop dredging the river. It's going on at the moment, and carrying out other works in the river to accommodate such mega casino vessels, as they are destroying the fragile marine ecosystem and the traditional livelihoods of our fisher folk. They are really suffering, and we are also suffering because our fish is bad. The Government of Goa stopped promoting our state as a destination for gambling and our heritage capital city as a sin city, and implement a time-bound plan to remove casinos from the river Mandavi and from Goa. The Government of Goa provide a rehabilitation package for Goans employed on the casinos, as well as implement alternate revenue models for local businesses currently catering to casino tourists by promoting Goa as family tourism destination. Thank you. Please sign these letters because we need to take this resolution to the Chief Minister of Goa.
What about the street fight?
Oh yeah, we have to continue. I said our fight goes on and on. I think it's very important that we fight. We may win, we may lose, but I think we are not going to lose. But if we don't fight, then we have lost. So let us all fight together.
Repeal the amendments also.
Yeah, we'll go back. Okay, there are other issues that were raised, but we will raise it subsequently. One about all the advertisement of casinos in the city, we have to get it removed. So, but these are issues which are coming up. We will call a meeting, and as far as the street fight is concerned, unless we mobilize people, we can't have street fight. So the signature campaign is to mobilize people, make them aware, so that when we give a call, everybody participates. Thank you. देव बरें करूं. तुम्ही सगळीं हांगा आयलीं.